What's going on, guys? We're back with another video. I'm pretty pumped. I'm looking at a new car. So might as well just show you guys. Here it is. It's an 05 G35. Give a quick walk around of it. 160,000 miles. This car is really gonna be used for like a shell pretty much for the IS300 swap, but we have plans for this car in the future. But we're gonna take the transmission out of this, is the plan, and put it in the IS300 behind the 2JZ. Of course, we're not gonna put no dinky VQ. Actually, this VQ is blown. It's a rev up motor, and it's like clapped out. I'll put in a video of it right here. So you saw it's completely done up. So what we're gonna do is take the transmission and the motor out of that car, put the CD09 in this with a Collins kit. They make a complete adapter kit to put the CD09 behind the 2J, and it fits with some massaging, I think. And yeah, we're gonna be able to do that, record it for you guys, and that's the plan. Then once this is a shell, the next thing would be to get a motor and a transmission for it. And why would you put another DE in it? We're gonna put an HR in it, like my 350Z over there. So we're gonna pick up an HR, get a JK trans for it, and put in an HR with a JK, and hit up the guys from, I think, Dirty Garage or something, and they'll get us an ECU wiring harness. So we're gonna get this thing cleaned up before we start taking it apart. We're gonna wash the body real quick and then start taking the front end off so that we can get the transmission and the motor out at the same time with the engine jack. We're probably gonna have to move it back a little bit because I don't think that's enough space between Tim's car. All right, so as you saw, we just rinsed off the car, looking 10 times better than it did a second ago. Now you can actually see it's kind of shining, which is not too bad. Clear coat's peeling in a couple places. There's some dents in some places, but we're not tripping. It's a drift car. As a matter of fact, I tried to show you guys earlier, it's got an e-brake, a GK Tech e-brake, and an angle kit by GK Tech, so it's kind of set up. And we got this car for a steal, so that's why I'm kind of leaning towards, you know, keeping it as a gangster garage car, you know, for the gang. We might be like taking this to the track, and also the 350. That's kind of what I see for the plans for this car before we get rid of it, of course. Nothing stays forever, but I want to have fun with it before it goes. So now that it's all cleaned up, the next thing that we're going to do is get it up in the air and start taking the front end apart so that we can get into taking everything out. So I'll probably do the drive shaft. Aaron will take the front end apart while I do the drive shaft. We got the car up in the air, sitting up nice. She's pretty clean underneath, not gonna lie. Aaron's over here taking out the oil, and then he's gonna do the coolant next. I'm gonna hop to the drive shaft and start taking that stuff in the back off and working my way to the front, and he's gonna work his way from the front back. And then we'll be ready to pull this motor out. It's coming out today. I'm ready, I'm excited, let's do this. gotten pretty far. Sorry for not updating you guys, but we got the front, radiator support out. Crash bar, radiator, and fans are over here. We're working on disconnecting the AC lines. AC pump was already loose. I didn't loosen any bolts on it or anything. That's just how it came. And this, I think it's the lower high pressure line here, wasn't bolted down, so I was able to just pop it off. I'm kind of happy because we're not reusing this AC system, but we're going to use the one from the HR that we do pick up to put into this car, along with the radiator and fans. That's going to get changed as well. So we're chugging along here. Car looks pretty good. Well, not the engine. You can see all the RTV and like silicone gasket that's used all over the motor for like no reason, just everywhere. But it's not a big deal. We're gonna clean it up, make it clean, pristine, and gangster garage-esque, you know? It's only been like an hour or so, so we're doing our thing. The white pipe is off, as well as the like mid pipe to the back. So we're working on getting the drive shaft bolts in the back to the diff out, and then we're gonna slide the drive shaft out of the transmission right over here. So that's how that's looking. Tim's CD09 sitting right over here. And now to fit this in the IS300, you do have to do quite a bit of, trans tunnel barreling out. And that's what we're gonna have to do to fit it into this car. But it's not a big deal because Tim said he wants a 6-speed for highway driving. He drives it long distances for most of the time that he drives it. So it'll be better rather than a 5-speed. Quick little update, the intake is off. And we're working on disconnecting more of the wiring harness. The drive shaft is now out, so this is everything from the back end. We got the drive shaft out, and then I'm gonna hop to the inside and start taking the interior apart and get the shifter off so that we can drop the transmission without any issues binding at the top. So here we have the GK Tech handbrake and the shifter right here. So I'm going to just remove these bolts from the shifter, and it should come, the plate should lift up for the handbrake, and then you should be able to drop the transmission underneath. I don't think anything else is holding it in other than that. What time is it?
3:30.
So it's only 3 hours in. We're only 3 hours in. Not too bad. We're getting ready to pull the engine jack up and start disconnecting like the last couple of things. The motor mounts are here, and there's one on this side. It's a little harder to get to, and then the transmission cross member is in the back. Already showed you guys that I got the interior taken apart, and all the rest of the parts are kind of sitting over here until we like situate what we're gonna need and not need for the HR swap. So we got the engine jack here. We're pretty much ready to get this thing out. The cross member on the bottom is disconnected right there. You can see it's disconnected, and the shift linkage has dropped down quite a bit. So I think we're pretty, the shifter, not shift linkage, dropped down quite a bit. So I think we're pretty good in that aspect. Just again, piling up parts on the side here. Got a couple more from last time that I showed you guys. Got the wiring harness completely disconnected from this hole here. Runs down behind the battery and around, and then you're gonna pull up this piece of rubber, and then this will be that harness. This connects to the ECU, and then this is to one of the chassis like wiring harnesses there, and then these three are right here. So you pull those out, and then you can get your entire engine harness out with the engine and the transmission at one time. Got the power steering disconnected here, the 2 lines. This is the fuel line here, disconnected. All the ground cables are disconnected. Again, you can see more and more of that gasket sealer everywhere. It's so bad. So yeah, we're gonna move on to getting this engine out of here. I'm gonna wait till Josh gets here, so we'll be back when Manny pulls up.
I just arrived. Sorry, had a long day at work. It's hot as balls.
Right? Pass that wheel. Morning. We are back outside. The engine's out of the car in the backyard. I'll show it to you guys in a minute. Didn't get any footage of us pulling it because it got dark last night, but I wanted to update you guys and show you what it looks like with no engine in it. Just a barrel. It's nice. It's a shell right now. We got plans for it. We can finally get into this car. So the Collins kit will be ordered probably sometime this week, and then we'll be pulling the auto trans out of this, pulling the bell housing off, and then using that to adapt the CD into this car.
I'm not too sure where we left off last time, but we managed to get our motor and tranny back into the backyard under our...
This is our shop.
Yeah. Didn't know what to call it, y'all. I'm like...
You're looking around like, I don't know what to call it. This is the shop.
This is, yep.
So the transmission's right over here. This is what's going in IS300, CD09, and this is the blown DE that we have over here.
They already know. I'm acting like they don't know what's going in this car.
Yeah, we're putting in HR in it. They know.
Yeah, so it's not like we're going to need a lot of this stuff.
If you need an intake manifold, fuel rails, anything, you just let us know, because we got it. The clutch is going to be for sale, starter, bunch of stuff.
I'm excited to poke into here. We don't know exactly what's wrong. We just know she don't sound pretty. We're going to tear this thing apart, like you guys know.
Here's what the 05 G35 rev up wiring harness looks like. It's kind of heavy if you pick it up.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Yeah. And so here's the engine as well. We got it on the post. I have all this stuff laying around from like when I did the Volvo engine build, and it feels great to finally use it again. You know, the engine lift and the post and sitting around.
RSX too.
Yeah, but we didn't get to put the K series on this.
Oh, that's true.
We just got it and put it right in the car.
We told him the K24 block on it.
I did in the last video. If you stayed to the end,
We're gonna have to put the thing back up on this then.
The K24, yeah.
Bad.
The block is going on there. RTV is crazy on this motor. Like, why? RTV everywhere. This side's a little bit cleaner. Actually, very much cleaner. I guess this side was leaking. They just RTV'd everything. Even the
they got it all over here too.
The ignition coils are like RTV'd in place. I've never seen that before. We're gonna take the motor apart, see what's up with the heads or what's up with the block. We're gonna try and find out what's wrong with it and update you guys. Slowly piecing off at it. Start with up here and work our way down. Got the upper manifold off. The lower plenum is still on. Fuel rails are coming off now. We're gonna get to pulling off the valve covers and everything off the front here. Next, off the top, I'd say. And then one of the exhaust manifold bolts got stripped, so we're pulling this water pipe off so that we can, you know, use good old faithful and try and get it loose. I'll update you guys when we get this off.
So far, it's only been a bunch of 12 and 14 mil sockets, so nothing too crazy. Everything's been coming off piece by piece. Go in order and everything's coming out pretty smooth.
The lower plenum's off. You can see into the intakes. It's pretty clean, not bad. Because it is a pretty low mile motor. If it's original to the car, it's like 160 or 150 something.
It was like 158.
Yeah, 158. So it's not too bad for a VQ, but the rev ups really don't last, so.
Yeah, and we kind of found something just sitting in here. Little husky adapter thing.
Yeah, it was just chilling in there. We're going to pop these
we
ignition coils out.
Popped them off earlier, but I want to show you guys what was going on.
There it is. Looks a lot better than your A3 did when we took the cam cover off.
Alright.
Not gonna lie.
No, because I didn't have it on every single cam.
Nah, it was scored.
It was
worse. Jeez. Okay, it could have just been coil packs, my guy. Or whatever mess this was. Why the car wasn't running right.
Yeah, what the hell? Nah, seriously,
I've never seen this before.
What is the purpose?
I hope our guards weren't the guys who did this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Honestly, disgusting.
And the heads look so clean. Like,
yo, we ended up taking a quick break. We ended up getting rained on I don't know if you could tell how everything's all wet and soggy now. But we got pretty far along. Got all the belts off, the tensioners off. Drill died as we were taking that off. And the second the drill died, it started drizzling. So we started packing everything up, put everything away. And then it started pouring. And of course I left my glasses outside. But since it stopped raining and roads are still a little wet, we're gonna go have a little bit of fun in the Z. Or with the Z, for me. Josh is gonna have fun in the Z. But we'll see you guys over there at the spot. Nah, it's funny. Nah, you're a clown. Clouded.
Like the same adrenaline as drifting when you do that.
Bro, it's like, and you don't got nothing to grab onto over here, bro. You over here grabbing onto hopes and wishes. That's what you're grabbing on.
I kept stalling, bruh.
It's alright.
I need to get more comfortable with the car. For one, the tires aren't set up right. Like this isn't the setup I drifted on. It rained a little bit, so I was like, screw it, let's just
rained a little bit. It started pouring, and then the sun came out.
Yeah, but it's drying up. Look, we got dry spots on here. I can feel it every time I hit a dry spot. It like bogs down. Cause I got 255s on the back, and they're aired down. They're like 30 psi ish, and that brake caliper doesn't help it either.
Yeah,
because it's rubbing.
I saw you trying to lock up.
Yeah.
And then I saw your car not do anything. No, we're at the spot now.
This is the spot. Anybody want to try? You can try it. Keys are there. Give me the wheel, he said. Yeah, you felt it.
Yeah.
She dies down. It's weird, but
I'm cool.
You gotta keep it. You cooling?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Go hard. Floor. There you go. Keep it going. There you go. Get the tires wet.
I let out too early.
Yeah.
On the steer. I don't commit. Alright, I'm chilling.
Yeah,
honestly.
go ahead. Yeah. Where you gotta stay committed, it's like he's getting off a little bit, but you gotta get used to it. It's weird.
Once I know this car's mine and
Yeah.
I'm okay with fucking it up, I'll send it.
I'll do one more set.
This is my first ever drift attempt. I ain't even drift on the sim yet. That was fun. gone. Time to drive the Slamry. Time to spin the Slamry.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's Tim's car.
Just cause he can. Just cause he can, you know the vibes. That was fun.
Yeah, a little break from engine building.
Engine braking.
Engine destroying.
You had it on that first one, yo.
Yeah.
It looked nice from the outside.
I used to own one of these.
It's alright. Give me a sim, give me a G, and I'll figure it out.
And literally, the sim helps so much. Like, just to figure out what you're doing once it goes sideways.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a 30-minute long video at this point.
Yeah, hope you all enjoy that.
We're sending it. We're sending
it. We're kind of just going to put everything all into one.
This is the AC line that we picked up the removal tool. So, AC line removal tool we picked up from AutoZone today because we needed these AC lines because we're not reusing them for the HR swap. So we're taking these out.
We're still going to have AC. Don't get it twisted.
Always gonna. We're keeping AC. We're not reusing these lines though. It runs a different route with the AC condenser in a different location. So we won't, compressor and the condenser lines run differently and the compressor lines run differently. So we got the low pressure line off and now we're getting the high pressure line. I don't know which pressure line it is, but we took the high side off. Now we're taking the low pressure side off. That would be this line right here. And yeah,
those clips make that pretty easy. Like, fast.
Once you have the clip, it's like easy to do. The removal tool.
We just finished pulling both AC lines over here. We're actually setting out to power wash this thing. Get this thing all nice and pretty. Since everything's finally out, you know, get everything all nice, sparkly, so when it's time to put everything back in, no issues, no problem. We'll be proud of our engine bay.
Right. So first we're gonna go at it with some purple power. Try and degrease this engine bay a bit because it's pretty dirty. We're gonna focus on like the problem spots, frame rails, and the trans tunnel. It seems like we had like a leak on this side. It seems to be darker on that side than this side, so. Spray everything. It's on a tripod.
It's not a thing, but once I get something from you, it's like, wow.
Alright guys, this is the final product. This is how it looks. Dried it off with the chamois. Looks pretty good. Josh is saying that we could get that side a little bit cleaner, but I'm like, it looks fine. As long as this line right here is like the only part you see in my motor and these bays right here. So like,
I'm just picky.
Yeah, only we're gonna know that it's there. It looks good otherwise.
Well, now you guys will too. So
yeah, now you guys know.
Pull him out on it. Yo, you know that dirty spot?
But otherwise, it looks really good. We cleaned everything pretty good. And it's ready for the HR swap. We got rid of the AC lines. They're ready to run the new ones. Only thing that's still in is power steering, fuel line, and the return line right there. And the body harness for like the headlights and stuff. This harness and this one. And then that's all that's sitting in here. Other than that, we got to put in everything else. Everything will be brand new. We were looking when we were cleaning and we noticed this on the VIN plate. It says Vq35DE. Well, we're like, let's
scratch that.
Yeah, we're going to be changing that out. And for the people who don't know, let's hop over to the Z real quick. For you guys who don't know, this is what a VQ-HR looks like. I'm sure most of you know, but some of you don't. This is a 2008 350Z VQ35hr motor. And this is the motor we plan on putting in there. Not this specific motor, but a version of this. Probably lower miles than the one that's in here. No, I'm good.
I'm so down.
No, I'm good. I'm very happy with this one.
We can get the G running.
Yeah, So as you can see, the G is missing a couple things, like the battery trays. We're looking to source those. We're gonna have to do, I don't think we're gonna do the stock intake boxes. It'll be 3-inch intakes probably right off the bat. We're gonna be changing the radiator setup, and again, the AC lines that come through here are different. So yeah, that's basically it. There it is.
Finally. Damn. I don't know how long that was, like an hour. There's only TV here too. Shit.
Well, now we're gonna flip the motor over, take the oil pan off, and take off the bolts that go in the pan into this cover right here, and then take the front cover off. That's the plan. Just flip it over right now. It's beautiful.
Wow.
I don't know if this is bearing material. I don't know what this is. We're taking out the bolts that go into the timing covers, both front and rear. In the oil pan, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These long bolts. And you can see all the dirt and stuff in our pickup tube. It's crazy. There's like metal.
Oh, you guys didn't see it. Yeah, I took a big
RTV,
piece of RTV out.
All kinds of stuff.
This is great. Who wants it? $50. Oh, fuck.
That's on video. For the video. Got that on video. You stripped the bolt.
I didn't strip the
You
bolt.
stripped it. So we're just about ready to take the front timing cover off, and we're getting it off now. What are you binding on?
Nothing. RTV. Wow.
So now that we got the cover off, we're ready to get the chain off, and to do that, you're going to release these 2 bolts here. It's going to be a bolt down here, I think, and then these 3 bolts up top. Those are going to be the guide releases, and then the chain tension should be loose. Slide the chain off the front, and then you're going to release these 2 bolts. Well, actually, there's a tensioner for this, and I'll show you guys once we get this chain off how to get the tensioner off. So if you don't have a buddy to squeeze these tensioners down, you can actually fit a pin into the tensioner where the cam guide is. Got mine out. And then you're gonna mark which side. Remember which side the cam gears came off of. They stay on this side, and that side stays on that side. You don't want to mix them up.
Alright guys, so we got the inner timing cover off. About long as hell to pry off.
So what we're gonna be doing is releasing these from the inner 2 and then the outer 2, inner 2, outer 2 on both sides. Get the cams off, and then the head bolts will be exposed, and then we'll be taking those out. Alright, so the last head stud just came out. We had to use a Torx bit because I rounded off the hex driver, but we were able to get it out with a T55 Torx. So my head is ready to come off. Just give it a good rock here, and it should just come off. Go. Alright. Not too bad. Head gaskets were going, but they're no, they're blown.
Alright, here goes the other head.
Not too bad. This head gasket's actually intact. Sort of. We're filming the Ender. We're outside. You just saw us pull the heads off the blown VQ. We do have an oil coolant mix in quite a few of the cylinders.
Aaron says we got about 1.5 cylinders.
Yeah. So we'll be getting rid of this block. The heads are over there chilling. Heads really do look pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, they weren't bad.
The valves aren't like bent or anything like that, so I think they could be reusable, resellable, because we're not going to need them for our engine, but somebody else could definitely use them. I have the head gaskets here, the front cover, radiator, and all of the other accessories for the motor. You guys got to see in this video us go from a whole car to like bare block.
Bare block.
Yeah, so
Something we always wanted to do, pull something out. strip it completely.
Well, we've done it before, just not in such a short time frame, and to be able to put it all in one video for you guys is going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for staying this long. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit us all up on Gangster Garage Instagram, and all the Instagrams are in the description, and the Gangster Garage Instagram, of course, TikTok, and all the other stuff. So yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace out.